gentlemen, to European Race Night here in Australia, track of Spielberg here today. We are here for Division 1 and I am very much looking forward to it. I am Deep Zero, your lead commentator for this evening, and alongside me, Mr. ERN Storm. How are you doing today, Storm?
I am doing just fine. Looking forward to this race, actually.
Indeed.
How are you doing?
I'm good myself. I'm very good. I'm looking forward to Austria. It's one of those tracks where a lot of overtaking happens, David, and a lot of overtaking does happen due to the 3 DRS straights that we have here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Division 1. But we do also, as you noted before we went live, is that there are clouds in the sky here today.
Yeah, and I'm reading Division 1 chat now, and it's going to be full wets race.
Oh, very... Okay, that's very interesting, David. Now, we could have
Absolutely.
a big race on our hands now.
Yeah, dry quali and the full wets race. So, this is going to be interesting.
I imagine if that is the case, David, then it's definitely going to be softs for absolutely everybody, because there's no point starting on medium, no point qualifying on medium compound tyres when you know that you won't be able to get to use them at the start of the race. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I can see that Neo is going to be the first man to set a lap time in the racing point, and behind him is a Ferrari, I think, of Nat Dog or Speedy back there. In fact, they're both out. They're both next to each other there, so both of them will be coming out too. I think we've got about 8 cars currently on track as Nat Dog is coming around the final corner to start his lap. DRS enabled, heading towards the finish line. There it is, finish line, and he is underway on his lap, heading into turn 1, take it down into 4, clip the apex slightly, careful not to invalidate it though, and DRS is active again, heading towards the kink of turn 2, and then up the hill into turn 3, gets the kink nicely, stays to the left hand side, gets his braking zone. Can he get this right though on this off camber corner? Gets it through nicely into second and up into third straight away, accelerating out the corner. Now with DRS once again enabled, hot lap will be enabled here too, going in to the hairpin of turn 4, locks up a little bit on his front right, but manages to keep it under control and still gets a clean exit there, heading now into turn 6 and into the left hander of turn 7. He's got to get it nice here. It's a late turning point for that corner and takes it wide onto the curb and then validates it on the curb, which is a big shame there. It was looking like a very nice clean lap there, David.
It was such a good lap. It looked so fast in sector 1 and 2, and just went a bit wide on the curb and invalid.
So
that curb is so sensitive.
Yeah, it is. Nat Dog has invalidated his lap too, so we're just trying to find the next person, and it looks like it's going to be a Sauber of Boots who's invalid.
Riding along with Kenneth, starting his hot lap in the second to last corner now.
I'm going through everybody who's meant to be coming up to the line, David, and everybody's invalidated. The 2 Mercedes, Kenneth is coming across now. There's another Mercedes behind him of Relic. Is he invalid? There we go. Toby sets the first time of a 104.1. JC Blackie goes further up with a 103.8. That's a shame there for Kenneth. Presto goes further up with a 103.2. Next will be another racing point, but I think he's just starting his lap. It's a really good lap there from Presto. Pancake's about to start his lap. It is one of the AlphaTauris, Instinct Will, last week's race winner. His first race win here in ERN last week, and he's about to cross the line now, and he puts it third with a 103.8. A very good bank lap from himself. Beastie Legends will be the next man to cross the line. Beastie Legends is about to cross the line now, and he crosses the line. He goes 4th with an 038. So very close there between 2nd and 4th. Very close between the runners there. Now, I think it is now about to be Boots. It is going to be Boots coming across the final corner. Comes round. DRS is now active, about to cross the line. Where is he going to put it? He puts it 5th with a 108.39. An okay bank lap for him. Onto the podium, has invalidated his attempt. Going now to the Mercedes of Relic. Nook is about to cross the line now. He's going in 15th. He puts it P7 with an 043. And I think that should wrap it up for our first runs. I can see
Kenneth starting his lap again.
He's starting a lap. Now I could also see, I think, a racing point about to come across the line. I think it's Shoot, and he's invalidated this and next one. So that's a shame for him. And Williams of Pancakes is about to come across the line too. He's about to come across the line, only in 10th. He puts a P3 with an 038. A lot of times, David, already in the 1 minute 38. That's very, very close between all of the division there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are taking it easy on the first lap just to get the banker in. Everyone knows that this is a hard track to put a lap together that's fast. You need to go full attack.
Yeah, you really do.
Send it to do a good lap, and yeah.
Currently on board now with FRA Keneal. He is currently in the Mercedes. He's down now at the second to last corner. Comes in. Can he get this nicely tucked? He goes a little bit wide. Good. Gets the curve on the exit though, and comes in and gets that one very nicely indeed. He's now got DRS enabled. Heading towards the line. What's he going to do? An 041.
Yeah. There was mistakes in like every corner on this lap, but you could see on Kenneth's driving style, he just wanted to get that lap in, and also this is his second try on this tyre, so...
Yeah, that is true. A couple of drivers did go out there for 2 runs on their tyres, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next runs especially. I'm just looking further down. I've got JPF1 currently on a lap, and the 2 Ferraris are currently on the lap. ERN Speedy coming around now into the final corner. Let's see what he's going to do. He had a very good race last week, and he's lucky there not to invalidate it on the exit of that corner, and he puts himself 7th. Very good bank lap there over 104 dead. Nate Dogg about to come across the line. He is now in the second to last corner. He's currently in 17th, not set a lap time as of yet. Gets that apex very nicely, gets the curve on the outside and not too careful to cut it there. Will run too wide. He gets that quite nicely. A little bit loose there on the exit, and he cuts it second with a 103.7. A really good lap time there from himself. JPF1 has invalidated his attempt, and I think that is it for the first runs.
Bruno will on his outlap, and that's someone to watch out for in the race.
Yeah.
He has the world record in the wets on a lots of track in time trial.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be interesting to definitely see what he can do. I'm currently on board now with Presto, who's currently on provisional pole, about to set another lap. He is 5 thousandths of a second quicker, so not by much, and he went a little bit deep there, trying to take as much as he can off his teammate there in the slipstream onto the podium. He was there on the right hand side of the track, and he tried to take as much as he could there, gets it wide, locks up massively and puts it into the grass, and unfortunately he's backed out of that attempt. That lock up really cost him there, David, in turn 4. Now we have Conor R, another person who's been trying to contend with Bruno Will, his teammate, in the Haas. We've also got Gibby currently on the lap. I think Gibby will be crossing the line first in the McLaren.
What a turn 1 from Bruno Will.
Bruno Will, we'll be seeing what he does later on in this. We've got Gibby and Conor R first across the line. He's got DRS enabled now. Gibby comes across the line and he puts his third with a 3.7. Conor R's invalidated his attempt, so now it's on board to Bruno Will. He is currently in 16th for Speedy. David puts it P3 there. He's going to put it onto P3, so that's a very good lap from himself too, with a 103.6. Sorry, let me get my numbers correct, and I might be able to actually do my job. BRL Bruno Will now is coming through the hairpin. Careful not to take too much curve there, as it can risk an invalidation.
This is a low 103.
Oh, a low 103. We'll see what he does. He's coming around now the final corner. We haven't crept into the 102s yet, but we probably will see that later on. Bruno puts it top with a 102.8. I say we haven't seen the 102s, and Bruno Will goes and smashes it out the park and shows everybody how to get a lap done here in Austria. That is an insane lap time there from the Brazilian. Magic Brazil has come alive again as onto the podium sets a lap of a 104.1, and an AlphaTauri is about to come across the line to set his final to set his lap right now. What an insane lap time that was, David, from Bruno Will.
Wow, just wow.
The man's a wizard. A Brazilian magician. That is what he is. Insane lap.
The corner speed he has is insane.
Yes. I completely. He just plants the car there, David, and it sticks every time. And I don't know how. I need to ask him. I mean, I know he doesn't really speak English, but I need to find out.
Yeah. 102.8 as a bank off. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is just having a quick look now. FRA Cadil is about to come around the final corner. He's on a flying lap currently. He's currently a 13 with a 104.1. Cadil about to come across the line, puts in 4 with an 0.35. Nice. A big improvement there, and is able to put himself further up the table. I think a Haas now of... Is Bruno going for another lap? No, it's not a Haas, sorry, it's Instinct Will. I do apologise, it looked like a Haas. I thought it was a Haas, never mind. I think the Sauber is about to go across the line, and that Sauber will need... Oh, it was going to be Boots, but Boots decided to pit. Is it Nate Dogg, the next person across the line?
Does it say on your screen too that JC Blackie has the fastest lap?
Yeah, 103.8. Yeah, it's still frozen there. It's typical Cold Masters. That's what it is. I'm not too sure, David. I've just got on board with Mr. ERN Sheaf. As Sheaf has been out there on 3-lap-old softs, and he has invalidated every single attempt at the moment. So that's a big change for him currently. He needs to get in, get those softs on, get refueled, and get back out there to get a lap in.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I think there's a Renault about to come across the line. If it is, that means Presto will be starting his next run. There's a Racing Point 2. But I think that is of Schuf. So Presto about to come across the line, looking to see if anybody is on a lap. And I think the next person would have been Nate Dogg, but Nate Dogg has invalidated his run. I think Instinct will just put it 4th there, David. Instinct will just put it 4th for 103.5. Driving with a lot of confidence at the minute is Instinct Will, especially off the back of his first win last week. So he's got a lot of confidence there currently, and it's good to see from the AlphaTauri driver. Have a quick look on board with Gibby. Gibby's about to start a lap. I think JC Blackie is also on a lap, just started his flyer. Let me have a look at Presto. I think Presto was the first person to cross the line. Out of these next ones, he's currently in P2 with a 103.2, 4/10ths behind the Haas of Bruno Will. Is he able to muster up any kind of attack for provisional pole? No, he doesn't, as he invalidates it going across the curb there, and that's a big shame for him. Turn 7 and 8 proven to be killers.
Also, Dime, these guys are doing qualifying with the wet setup.
Yes, that is also true.
I didn't think of that. The times are really good.
And you've got to think about Bruno Will. A 102 with a wet setup is insane.
Started his lap now.
Bruno starting his lap. Toby Griffiths is about to come around the final corner. He's got DRS. He's currently in 3rd. Where's he going to put it? Is he able to improve? He improves, but not enough to put himself further up. Gibby goes 4th with a 132. Speedy goes 5th with a 133. JC Blackie goes 6th with a 134. A lot of 103s here today, David. A lot of them are happening. Bruno Will is now currently in the middle sector. He's looking to improve on his time, and he's 1.5 tenths up. That's absolutely insane as he heads into the second to last corner now. Is he going to put it to the 102.5s? If he could gain more time here, we could see that here, especially with a wet setup. Into 4th and 5th, revving on the rev limiter. He crosses the line. What's he going to do? He does a 102.6, and he smashes it even more. And that might not even be his final run of the session. Absolutely insane. JPF 1 puts it 2nd with a 102.9 in the other AlphaTauri. So that's another cracking lap from him. And he's put it 2nd, the 2nd man to go into the 102s here. Everybody's starting to break that barrier a little bit now, David. The track evolution and the pace is picking up.
Yeah, but 102.6 with the wet setup. Oh my god.
Insane. Insane. Boots does a 103.5. He goes into 10th. The next car across the line, I think BC Legends is on an out lap. There's another Haas out there, which I think is Bruno coming in on his in lap. Instinct, it's JPF 1 who's coming now on his in lap. I'm just seeing. I don't think there's anybody else currently on a flying lap. Everybody else. Oh no, we've got Schuf actually. Schuf is currently on a flying lap in the Racing Point. He's second to last corner currently. Going through now, he clips that nicely, gets the curve very nicely, cuts the corner, gets that, doesn't invalidate on this attempt. Where's he going to put it? Gets a run in, and he goes 8th with a 3.4. A very good lap time from him, especially with the struggles that he's had so far. Keneal backs out of his off an invalidation, so that's a shame for him.
Stream name is apparently wrong.
Is it?
says Div 3, apparently.
Okay, let me just have a quick change of that, don't worry. Quickly change that. Don't know why it's done that.
This qualifying times is so
There we go.
good.
That should be changed now. Yeah, these laps, I mean, everybody's in now. Everybody's going to come out. Start to come out now, David, for the final runs. And could we see a little bit of a cluster here at the end of this qualifying of everybody just trying to get some space, but try and leave it as late as possible? Right, everybody now is on an out lap. I can't see a driver that is on a flying lap currently. So people who are on an out lap is onto the podium. Onto the podium just started his flying lap, so I think he'll be the first man to cross the line. Shuf has retired in the pit, so he's not going out for another run. So onto the podium, currently in 18th position. He's got a 1:04.1 currently on the board. Let's see what he's able to do, and he's not been able to go quicker in the first sector, which is a big shame there for him. But let's see what he's able to do going along the back straight with DRS. Can he claim any time back for this run? Because it's really going to hamper him here if he doesn't able to get into the top 10, especially with everybody going to be starting on the wet compound tyres. It's going to be very crucial that you start as far up as you possibly can.
I hope we're going to see some mixed conditions, at least between full wets and intermediates.
Yeah. Could definitely change in between. We never know later on in the race. It could lighten up. It could get heavier. It could be starting on intermediates. We never know, David. We don't know until we see it. But here comes onto the podium across the line. What's he going to do? He does a 1:03.7 and moves up into 15th. Next across the line, by the looks of it, is an AlphaTauri who's starting his flying lap. So is the Mercedes of Keneal. There's also a Haas down there that I can see is about to start his flying lap. JPF1 should start his flying lap. So there's going to be a lot of cars now, David. We're going to get thick and fast in a very short space there. I don't think Bruno Will's going to make it round for another lap, David. I'm just looking. He's coming.
No, the glitch is gone too, so...
Exactly. The glitch is gone. He's currently in the second to last corner. I don't think he's going to make it on time. He's really got to get a move on here. And there we go. And he shouldn't make it to the line. And I don't think he has he? He has.
Yeah, he has.
So the glitch isn't gone. Codemaster's lied. That's what's happened there, David. Codemaster's lied.
Invalid for Kenneth.
Oh, that's a big shame there for Kenneth. I'm currently on board now with Instinct Will, currently in P10 with a 1:03.5. He's coming now into the second to last corner and now into the final corner. I've just seen a Renault glitch out in front of him. I don't know what's gone on there, but DRS is enabled. Is he able to improve? He puts it P7 there now. So he's got that lap time done. Let's see who else is about to come across the line. There's a Williams about to come across the line. I think that's Pancakes. Pancakes puts it P9 with a 1:03.4. The next man across the line will be a Haas. And I think it's of Conor Raw, and he's invalidated his attempts, so that's not good for himself. A McLaren and a Renault have both backed out of their attempts. So is a Racing Point, so is a Williams. But I think it's Boots now coming across the line in P14. Where's he able to put it? Is he able to improve? He does improve. Goes P8 with a 3.3. Next will be Bruno Will. Let's see what he does. Can he improve on his time? No, he cannot. No, he does actually, but only by 500ths of a second. So it's not going to be critical, but he's still going to keep that provisional pole here. Wow, oh wow, what a qualifying session that was, David.
Yeah, that was crazy good times.
3 people breaking into the 102s. Bruno Will takes pole position once again here in Austria in the Haas. Presto taking second in the Renault with a 1:02.7. And then JPF1 in the AlphaTauri taking third with a 1:02.9. So only 3 people, David, were able to break that 1:02 barrier.
Yeah, I didn't think we are going to see these times in the qualifying with the wet setup. Absolutely not. I mean, Presto is just 1:10 off Bruno. That's really good.
Yeah, very well done there from Presto. From JPF1, it's Toby Griffiths. Oh, there's a car. Is that Boots? That's stuck on. Boots is stuck on the line for some reason. I don't know what's happened. He's got a wheel missing. Right before the finish line, Boots is stuck on the middle of the grid there. currently in 8th with a 103.3, and he's got his front left wheel missing. And is it me, or is his car moving more and more to the left? To the right, sorry. I'm not too sure what's going on there, to be perfectly honest with you. And from what I can see, everybody's finished their lap, so... Looks like his AI crashed. Oh, well, that's typical Codemasters, isn't it? Typical Codemasters, isn't it? I don't see anybody else controlling their car, unless it's Maddox Gamer. Oh, Maddox Gamer Boss is on a lap for some reason, but he's invalidated his attempt. He's got a lot of traffic ahead of him with the AI. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. Time remaining 0:01, so the lobby could possibly be glitched as he crosses the line. Yeah, I think the lobby is glitched, David, but it might fix itself very shortly as Maddox Gamer Boss invalidates again. So that's a big shame there for him in the Red Bull. So we shall see what happens here. Let's quickly check, see if there's any news updates. Right, we're all good. Oh dear. Well, I'll tell you what though, let's go through a rundown, shall we? So we got Toby. Oh, never mind, I won't go through a rundown. Right, Austrian Grand Prix here at the Circuit Spielberg. Bruno Will is first, Presto Evans second, and JF1 all in the top three, breaking the 102 barrier. Toby is fourth, Speedy fifth, Gibby sixth, Instinct seventh, Boots eighth, Blackie 9, and Pancakes 10th, rounding up the top 10 there. Very close actually between 4th and 10th. Only 2 tenths separate that, David.
Yeah, really impressive times, really impressive. I mean, I thought we should go into the 102s, but with a wet setup,
Yeah.
yep, really impressive.
Yep, it's going to be interesting to see what they are able to do in the mixed conditions as we round up qualifying and we head into the race. So here we are then, ladies and gentlemen, here at Circuit Spielberg, and we are here for the Austrian Grand Prix. This track is owned by Red Bull, of course, and it is their home Grand Prix, and I'm hoping that they get a good result here today for them. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can. We've got very heavy rain here, and it's going to be interesting to see what these tricky conditions are going to do. We've got 3 sectors here, as always, with 3 big DRS straights. This is where Lando Norris took his first podium position here in Formula 1, and the big epic fight going down to turn 3 between Hamilton and Rosberg a few years ago with the big contact here through the woods of the hills in Austria. The safety car out on track currently, and I definitely think he's going to be playing a part in this for this Grand Prix with these mixed conditions. But we're here for the European Race Night Division 1, and it's live! It's going to be very interesting to see, David, what happens here today. What are your predictions, do you think, for this race, especially with these conditions?
One thing for sure is I know Bruno Will is fast in the rain, but I don't know. I don't know.
So we got Bruno currently. He was the fastest guy on pole. Sorry, not provisional pole. We're out of qualifying.
Yeah.
On pole, he's done a 1:02.6, and Presto was the closest man behind him in the dry. As we know, it was in the dry. It was a dry qualifying. However, do you think some drivers may have put a dry setup on?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, it's too many changes you can't do if you qualify on the dry setup. I mean, it's ride height and stuff like that. So, no, I don't think so. If they qualified on a dry setup, they accidentally did not look what weather they are racing in.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens then. I'm going to make my predictions here, and it's going to be a very interesting one. I think. I think Bruno will not win this race again, like last week. I don't think he'll win this race. I have a gut feeling something is going to happen. And the last time I said this, the two Hasses came together, but Bruno still won. I think Bruno will finish 4th on a recovery drive. I think Presto is going to take the win. I think JPF1 will take 2nd, and I think Natdog will take 3rd. That is my predictions for this race.
I think we're going to see drivers like Kenil and Relic coming through the field. Fast drivers in the rain too.
Yeah.
But it's a short lap and it's going to be crowded in every corner. So yeah, we are looking at a really interesting race for sure.
Yeah, we definitely are. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here today. This is conditions that you cannot predict what is going to happen. Things can happen straight away in turn one, or they can happen later on in the race with a big pile-up. We never know with these conditions. These tough, tricky conditions can test the driver to his limit, and it's going to be all here live for us today. We're only a couple of minutes away now from the formation lap, and from what I can see from the race director, that it is going to be full wet conditions, David.
Yeah, I was hoping that it would calm down a bit to maybe see a couple of drivers starting on the inters, but yeah, let's see during the race and see if the rain slows down a bit.
Yeah, if it eases it up, it will all be down to strategy then, David. Who can time the intermediates perfectly later on in the race? That's what it will all be about. But hopefully we see that, and we see some strategic games of chess happen, David.
Yeah, I mean, stay out one extra lap on the full wets is going to be costful. So, as you say, strategy is when to pit and so on is going to play a lot in this.
Indeed, we are moments away now from our formation lap here. Bruno Will currently on provisional pole, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can take it all the way to the end. David, did we get your predictions for the top three, or do you just have no clue whatsoever with these conditions?
Okay, I'm saying Bruno will actually going to say Presto because he's also good in the rain. And I will say Kenneth.
Okay, that's a decent
A
top
wild
three.
card at the end.
I mean, Kenneth qualified, if I remember correctly. Was he outside the top 10? Kenneth?
Yeah, 13 I think.
P13, okay. So that he could come through the grid, especially if incidents do happen on the first lap. He can really take advantage of that, but he has to stay out of trouble there, definitely so.
Absolutely.
I mean, what we also have, David, I don't know if you've noticed this with practice, as Massey has just pointed out, exit of turn 1 and turn 3 in the dry can really put you in a spin if people are running no traction control, like all of these drivers are. Now imagine what that's going to be like here today in these conditions.
Yeah, not everyone is on no traction control, but the majority is. But yeah.
Hold on, no, not everybody in this division is no traction control.
No.
What?
They're not.
Oh, okay.
No, not.
Okay. That's news to
I
me,
know
David.
Shuf has both ABS and traction control on.
Okay. That's
There are probably more drivers.
okay. That's news to me. I thought everybody in Division 1 was definitely no traction, but I really need to book my ideas up and get quicker. That's definitely something I've realised I need to do.
Yeah.
Let's see though. How have you been feeling, David? Obviously you're racing tomorrow in Division 2. How are you feeling about this track?
Yeah. I mean, I love the track, but the form I'm in at the moment is yeah. So I haven't done so much practice, to be honest. I did some time trial and 3 laps in last night's practice race before I spun and hit the wall, so I will take it as it comes.
Okay, interesting to
I know
hear
for a fact last season I had about 100 points coming to Austria, and this year I have 13, 17, something like that. Too little to count, so.
I've just looked. Sorry, David. I'm just looked into the race, and I'm just looking, and there have been a couple of drivers who have chosen the intermediate tyres. Presto has chose the inters.
Nice.
Neo shows the Inters, BC Legends shows the Inters, and onto the podium shows the Inters. And I've also got information by one of the drivers that it will go to Inter conditions later on in the race. So more information is becoming available to us, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to go, especially starting on the intermediate tyres, David. Will they be able to clear the water quick enough?
Oof. I don't know. I mean, from sitting in the pit where we are now, it's not intermediate weather.
No. It is the correct choice of tyre is the full wets from what I can see. It's definitely the way that is coming down. There is not a chance I would risk putting the intermediates on. But maybe some of the drivers know something that we don't. But it's going to be interesting to see. We are 5 seconds away from the formation lap here in Austria, and it's going to be a wet race here. And I'm really looking forward to this. Bruno Will on pole from Mr. Presto Evans, who has gone for the intermediate tyres. Let's just get all the tyre. No, everyone started on the wets. What? Everyone started on the wets, but it was showing us in the race director people were on intermediates, but I guess that's a lie, apparently.
Sounds like you're in a shock.
Ooh! Toby nearly losing it straight away, coming out of turn 1 on the formation lap here. That was a big squirrel and a big save there. Now,
this is going to be interesting.
Yes.
Really interesting.
This is. I was thinking to myself, David. I said this to you before we started streaming that I had a gut feeling it was going to rain, and it's not only rained; it's torrential.
Yeah.
But on board,
it's really wet. It's not even close to intermediates.
No, I'm just going to go on board, David, with one of the back runners to see. Oh, there goes Neo into the barrier. As trying to warm up his tyres, Neo in the racing point. Right, I was on board with Shoof, goes straight into the barrier, and obviously you can't get damage on a formation lap, which is one good thing. And that's still glitched, by the way, massive from qualifying. It does say the soft compound tyres. It's been like that since the start. To talk about JC Blackie, have you still got that, by the way, at the bottom of your screen? The fastest lap.
Oh my god, it's still there.
Yeah. There we go. But here we are now. We are lining up on the grid. Bruno will line them up on the start from pole position. Then it's Presto in the Renault, JPF1 in the AlphaTauri, Toby in the Sauber, Speedy in the Ferrari, Gibby in the McLaren, Instinct in the AlphaTauri, Boots in the Sauber, and the 2 Williams of JC Blackie and Pancakes round off the top 10. We are moments away, ladies and gentlemen, from a big wet race here in Austria, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens as the last car on the grid lines up of the Red Bull of Maddest Gamer Boss. Let's see what happens. And it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, but it's not going to happen because there's still an overtake and there's no revs yet. As always, Codemasters, you make our life hell. Oh, I've lost everything now, actually. And it's lights out, and away we go. Bruno Will doesn't get the best of starts. Presto had a really good launch, but here comes Toby down the inside and already challenging into second position. The AlphaTauri of JPF1 takes it around the outside, and now they're battling the Sauber and the AlphaTauri. There's a Williams off in the back there, and that's Pancakes number 1. And here we go now, heading towards turn 2 and 3. The AlphaTauri is looking to go around the outside, but the Sauber of Toby gets through into second. The Ferrari of Speedy and the McLaren of Gibby, they're battling, in the Boots is trying to send it around the outside. Speedy has got no grip whatsoever, and he is sliding all over the place. Gibby had to back out there, otherwise that would have been a serious collision. Instinct Will takes advantage of that and goes up into P8 as the racing point now is challenging Gibby on the inside, but nothing's going to happen there. All of them have got squirmish back ends as they're trying to find some grip there. Gibby nearly losing it in one of the corners onto the podium, has got the job done on BCT Legends. So that's good to see. FRA Keneal is trying to challenge Conor going into the hairpin as they're all trying to find space and trying to find as much grip as they can here. And then that's the first lap going to be completed as they come round the final corner. What an interesting first lap we had there, David.
Yeah, no safety car.
That's
good.
Yeah, no safety car yet, as Oh, Gibby 26-2, so that's going to be a glitched thingy once again.
It's always like that when you get kicked or leave or something like that and join back.
Yeah, Shuv has just made a move on Gibby. Is Gibby going to try and challenge back down the inside? He is going to try and challenge back down the inside, going into turn 3. Is he able to get it? He won't be able to get the power down as much, and Shuv sails it around the outside and keeps his 9th position currently. And I'm looking now on board with FRA Keneal. Keneal is about to try and get past Conor. He's within 2/10 of Conor's rear wing as they all slow down very gingerly going into the hairpin. There's a lot of them, David, all still together. There's a gap between Speedy and Boots of 1.1 seconds, and there's a gap of 1.2 seconds between Toby and JPF1. But further back, there is a gap all the way up to 6th position.
Yeah, it's close. No mistakes from anyone.
A mistake is definitely going to cost you at this stage. Oh, as JC Blackie loses the rear end. A lot of drivers struggling for grip here, especially at the rear ends of their cars. Presto is trying to blow in JPF1 too. Looking further back, Conor now looking to try and make a move on Neo. Going into turn 1, is he able to do it? He's close enough, and he doesn't go for it. Waits for a better opportunity and tries to get a better exit here. And now this looks like it's going to be it. He's going for it now down the inside. Oh, going to go around the outside into turn 3. Is he going to get the job done before turn 3? Neo tries to go back down the inside. And Neo does go back down the inside. Conor tried to do a switchback, but it wasn't on the table. Neo parked that perfectly. But Neo got an awful start. Very squirrel on the back end. Conor gets that, and his FRA Keneal now going to have a sniff in the Mercedes at the racing point. And no, not on this occasion. He backs out and waits for another attempt and another moment to try and take that place away. Oh, BC Legends! Oh, that was very close for BC Legends. He was half on the grass there and nearly was sailing into the barrier. That was a very good save there from the McLaren. Ooh, what an interesting first couple of laps we've had here, David.
Absolutely.
And I'm just looking at
nice
Bruno.
To see a clean start.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Bruno. 2 seconds clear now of Toby, so that's going to be interesting in itself. Looking further back, you can see Boots is now pouring in on Presto. But there's a lot of battles here, David, and a lot of people very close together throughout this race. Looking on board now with the Williams of JC Blackie, currently in 7th position. He's currently behind Mr. ERN Speedy, and behind him is Instinct Will. Speedy now has got a 3.1 second gap to 5th position of ERN Boots. And I'm just looking at Speedy, David, and he's really struggling with rear end grip as he's trying to put the power down.
If you keep an eye on people's throttle, you can see like JC Blackie steps on it from 2nd gear, so
yeah, Speedy unfortunately has lost connection, so that's not going to be good for him. He could be overtaken here by this train. Thank you, thank you. We'll see what happens here further back. We have more cars all within the second, but no moves being made yet. And there is the first time penalty. It is ERN Boots, and there's a Red Bull off the track. And it's Maddis Gamer Boss there, down into the second to last corner. Has he got wing damage? No, he actually hasn't got the wing damage, so he must have went for a spin down there at the Aqua Park. So that isn't good for him. JC Blackie is now on the back of ERN Speedy's ghost of his broken car. Well, of his car that is now. Oh, as he goes into the back of it. What? Not too sure what's happening there as he goes now through Mr. ERN Speedy. Is he going to get the move done? He does get the move done, and that will help. Instinct will get that move done. Instinct will does get it done. Schufer's about to try and get it done too on ERN Speedy, and he gets that move done now on ERN Speedy. So ERN Speedy, because of that disconnect, has now dropped him now down to 9th position, and that's a big shame for him. Looking now, I think, onto the podium. It's battling, and here goes BC Legends trying to go around the outside of onto the podium. Is he going to get this move done? It's going to be a risky move, definitely, as he gets pushed out wide. And the racing point of Speedy's dropped down 2 places of Gibby and Conor, so he's dropped down even further back And that isn't going to be good for him as FRA Keneal is now right on the back now of ERN Speedy and is looking to try and get past here.
He's back now. Oh no.
Oh, he has. Down at the last corner. That's a big shame for him. He should be able to join the track very nicely and get back in there, but he does still have his front wing. So no need to pit, as I'm just looking at a fight now down at turn 1 of Relic Nook and BCT Legends in the McLaren. Them two are going for it. Speedy's lost connection again as Relic is trying to go down the outside now. Going into turn 3. Is he able to get it done? He locks up a little bit. Tries to go around the outside, but there goes the racing point of Neo. Seeing an opportunity, seeing a gap, and they're now 3 abreast. Heading towards turn 4. Are they able to do this side by side between the Racing Point and the Mercedes? The Racing Point very late on the brakes there. The Mercedes trying to go round the outside. This is where Albon and Hamilton crashed, and it's going to be safe here on this occasion. And the Racing Point goes into 13th position. Looking on board currently with Connor R. He's currently behind Gibby. There's 1 second gap between him and Shoof as Toby Griffiths is the first man to come into the pits. Is it going to be a wing change for Toby? It's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Keep an eye on it.
There's no wing. There's intermediate tyres though.
Yep, it is.
First man to
Trying something.
First man to go into the inters, and I'm looking now currently at Presto. Presto is now 2 tenths behind JPF1 as they head towards turn 3. Is he going for a lunge? He is going for a lunge down the inside of the AlphaTauri. They bang a little bit on the side pods, and JPF1 stays ahead around the outside. I've lost all my timings. Well done, Goldmasters. Looking on board
same.
with Connor R and Gibby. Connor R now right in the slipstream of Gibby, getting a face full of wet rain there, and he's going to go down the inside. Gibby's trying to hang it around the outside. This is very close. They touch wheels a little bit there on the exit, and Connor R now looks to be ahead, but they're going to challenge each other into turn 6. And what's going to happen here? They're going around the outside. It's Connor R. Gibby staying down the inside. He's still hanging it with him, and he's going to go down the inside now of turn 7. Who's going to come ahead of this? It's going to be Gibby once again, and Connor R loses a place to FRA Keneal in the process. A really good defence there from Gibby. Boots is the next man to come into the pits, and he's also probably going to come in for intermediate compound tyres. As he come in for inters, let's have a quick look at Boots. He's currently in. He doesn't have a new wing, and there goes the intermediate compound tyres on. So 2 people have opted now to go for the intermediate compound tyres, and let's see how that pays off for them.
They look fast.
The first man to come in was Toby, as far as I can see. I'm going to keep an eye on that gap. He's currently he's got to He's going to come in now down the inside of Neo. Toby's going down the inside of Neo. He gets that move done. Neo has to run wide once again, and there he goes. Toby moves up into P12. Relic is really on the back now onto the podium, looking further up to FRA Keneal is on the back of Gibby, and Connor R is on the back of that fight too. So 3 very quick drivers there, all in a cluster in the midfield. But look at Bruno Will David, a 10-second gap, 8 laps in. Insane driving there from Bruno Will. Calm as you like, doing what he needs to be done. He knows what needs to be done, and he goes ahead. Presto is another man now coming into the pits. It's Gibby. Oh! FRA Keneal and Gibby make contact. Gibby coming into the pits. Keneal staying out, and Connor R goes round the outside of FRA Keneal, and he gets that move done. But FRA Keneal is trying to make the move back down the inside, heading into turn 1. He's going to get the move done, and he takes 6th position back. He's onto the podium. It's a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and a lot of drivers now definitely going for the intermediate compound tyres.
Yeah, Toby is really fast on his intos.
It's really worked out for him. He was the first person to make the stop,
right,
and he's currently now behind Relic Nook, and everybody else is, who was pitted for intermediate tyres, David, are further behind and got drivers to clear. So Toby has really put him in a good place as Madness Gamer Boss goes wide. He's going to lose a position to Presto and ERN Boots as he comes back on the track, very close to ERN Boots there, but Boots sees it coming, and Boots goes down the inside, and he's got that move done now on Madness Gamer Boss. Woo! I'm sweating, David. I'm sweating. Toby he's looking so quick. He's very close behind Relic. Look, he's 4 tenths now, but he's clawing in between 4 and 2 every time. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the late stages of the race, especially with the pit stops about to come. JBF1's just pitted now for intermediate compound tyres. Bruno is staying out there currently, and it's going to be interesting to see who else pits. Conor decides to come into the pits too. So only 2 people on this round have decided to come into the pits as Relic nearly loses the back end there. Going through the last corner, this is going to put Toby right on his back. No DRS, of course, on this track due to the weather. So that is not going to happen as Relic now looks to be under some serious pressure here from Toby. He's on the better compound tyres currently, and he's really glorying as they're heading towards turn 3. Toby's going to have a look down the inside. Is he going to send it down the inside? He is going to send it down the inside, and he's got that move done on Relic. Nice and clean, puts his car there and gets the exit that he needs to get.
This is so fast now.
Yeah, they really are looking currently at Presto.
Look at Bruno, he'll soon have a free pit stop.
Presto and JP1 making contact with each other there, heading into turn 4. Presto hanging around the inside. He will now be round the outside for turn 5 and 6. Let's see what happens here, and JPF1 keeps ahead and it stays in 9th position. Ooh, we got battles now. Everybody is starting to go onto the intermediate compound tyres. Is anybody else going to pit? So Shuf does pit, and so does JC Blackie, but Keneal, Instinct will, and Bruno will stay out currently.
Yeah, I mean, seems like they have good pace still on the wet, so...
Yeah, they are doing too bad, but look at Toby now, David. That's put him in prime position. He's currently in 4th place. Once these guys pit, he will highly likely be on the back of Instinct Will.
Bruno has a free pit stop now.
Yeah, he does. 21.2 seconds within 11 laps. That's actually insane, David.
It is.
Conor and Shuf, them two are battling, and Conor gets ahead there of Shuf. He's got that move done. I'm looking currently at Nat Dog, who's got pressure from the intermediate runners behind him, and he's trying to put pressure on Relic ahead of him. So it's going to be getting very, very close here, David, between some of these drivers, and we could definitely be seeing some battles here. Currently on board now with JPF1 and the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri staying close behind the Ferrari of Nat Dog, trying to get the better exits, and he really is getting the better exits as well. Instinct Will decides to pit 2, and FRA Keneal stays out as he goes round the outside of the Ferrari of Nat Dog in the second to last corner. I think Nat Dog was pitting anyway, but that was still brave enough to send it round there, and he got that move done beautifully.
Nice.
So that moves Toby into P3. He's 3 seconds behind Keneal and catching at an alarming rate. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. As we say, Bruno does have a free pit stop. So it's going to be interesting. How close will Toby be to Bruno Will after his pit stop? And here comes Gibby actually on the inside, and going around the outside actually of Instinct Will of the AlphaTauri. Gibby's going to try and send it. Is he going to be able to get this move done? Can he get a better exit? The AlphaTauri keeps putting it right. Gibby has to go wide and onto the yellow curb, and Instinct Will stays ahead currently. My goodness, what a race we have on our hands here as Neo and Relic, them two are side by side now, heading towards turn 4. The Racing Point and the Mercedes once again are going to a battle here. Down into turn 4. Who's going to stay ahead? The Mercedes goes for the inside line. The Racing Point goes for the outside line. The Mercedes seems to get a better exit, and Relic gets that move done, and he moves into 14th place. Woo! Presto. Also another man trying to claw his way back up is going there currently now behind JPF1, and he's looking to try and claw his way back up into 4th position. Toby was the man who read everything right, David. We were talking about strategy before the race, and he read that absolutely perfectly, and he is currently in 3rd position. He had a fantastic start also, David. He was in 4th position, and by turn 1 he was in P2, so he had a really good start too.
Yeah, and he's catching Kenneth so fast.
Yeah, he is indeed. I'm looking as well on board with the Racing Point and Neil once again behind the Mercedes, but is clawing in on that Mercedes very, very quickly.
Oh, Bruno will pits.
Bruno Will has come into the pit. So Keneal is currently now down in turn 8 and into 9. So that is going to be huge. He's going to have a huge, huge gap to Toby. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens as he now does change his tyres and is out of his pit box. Keneal stays out for another lap on the wet compound tyres, which is interesting to see. The only man now, apart from Maddis Gamer Boss, on the wets.
I wonder, is it possible that Kenneth is waiting for dry tires?
It could be, but it could be a bigger gamble, David, if it doesn't get dry quick enough.
I mean, he can see that how much he loses to Toby.
Yeah. And the gap's only going to get pulled out between him and Bruno. As we can see, he's now on the quicker tyres as Bruno, and it's going to be pulling out even more. Toby's pouring him in with every second and every step of this track. So I'm not really too sure what's going to happen here between them two. Looking on board now with Gibby. Gibby is currently behind the AlphaTauri here. Is he extend? Ooh, that's a good question from Skeefy. Could Keneal be extending a one stop from wets to intermediates?
Maybe.
That could be a strategy that could be in play here for him, actually. But I'm looking now on board with Toby, and he is getting really close to the back of that Mercedes now. In fact, within 3/10 of that Mercedes, and Keneal doesn't get the best of exits there, and it loses the back end. And this is now where the Sauber will come into play and try and take P2 away. They're going towards turn 3, and Keneal crosses the line, but now he does a switch back and goes down the inside. Does Toby, and Toby takes P2 away from Keneal, and I don't think Keneal will be able to challenge back into turn 4. Good move there from Toby. That's a really good move, in fact. Very well done to him there. Looking on board with the Ferrari of Natdog. Natdog is going very close behind the racing point, going forward even Skeefy. Yes, it is the Sauber. It's an Alfa Romeo Sauber. If you look it up, you might see it's the actual correct name. Thank you very much and have a great day. Sorry, just had to correct someone there, David.
Does Skeefy actually have time to look at the race? I thought that he had some fastest lap calculation to do.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that as well. He's been. I've heard from what I've heard, David. He's been scamming people of their fastest lap. Could you believe it? Could you believe it? Eh? Could you believe it? In ERN of all places. Could you believe it? Absolutely shocking behaviour. We love you, Skeefy, man. We love you, boy. There isn't. Investigations are going to be necessary, though. I am going to be saying that to you, Mr. Skeefy. Back to the action now. Presto, currently behind JPF1. He's currently in 4th.
Presto looks really fast.
Yeah, he really does in the Renault, and he's got Boots behind him too. I've been looking at a gap between Gibby and Instinct. That gap is constantly staying the same, and Conor R is very close behind JC back in the Williams. Conor R is a man who's been trying to challenge Bruno Will as much as he can, but today it certainly looks like Bruno Will is in a different league today. 10.8 second gap after the first pit stops, man. That is insane, especially in these conditions.
Yeah. Toby gained a lot.
He did. He definitely did.
Early.
He really did. He really played his cards right, and he's now got a 5-second gap to JPF1 too, who was in second before these pit stops. So that's really, really crucial there from Toby, and he's really made some time up there as Natdog gets a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. But I'm also on board now with Presto, who's behind JPF1 in the AlphaTauri. Currently 4 attempts now. He's a little bit gaining, but now he's got overtaken enabled and is trying to attack him and maybe try and line up a move. heading into turn 4. But we will go further back now to Conor, who's got JC Black, and he's going for him into turn 3 down the inside. Is the Haas going? The Haas is going down the inside, locks up a little bit and goes for that move, and he gets the move done, but the Williams gets a better exit, and the Williams sails back round the outside, and now they head to turn 4. Conor is trying to come back down the inside. Once again headed into turn 4, into the hairpin they go, and there goes the Haas in the inside, but the Williams once again tries to hang it round the outside, but gets onto the grass, and this time Conor keeps 6th place and moves up a position. Ooh, Nat Dog, Neil, they're side by side now heading into turn 6. Turn 6 now, can Nat Dog hanging around the inside? It's going to be a ballsy move to do that, and he's got ahead there currently, and he's still got ahead, and he's still alongside. We've got a yellow flag down there that looks like it's going to be a Williams, as Neo and Nat Dog are still side by side. Neo pushed him a little bit off track there, but Neo keeps 14th position. Oh dear. I forgot to bring a drink for me for this one, David, and that's definitely the wrong decision I made today. Oh dear, oh dear. Presto currently still behind JPF1 as Neo and Nat Dog, them two are battling again. Side by side now, the Ferrari and the Racing Point, they're heading towards turn 3, and let's see how this is going to end up. Nat Dog's going for the outside line, Neo's going for the inside line. Racing Point versus Ferrari. Is Nat Dog going to try and do a switchback? No, he tries to hang it around the outside, can't get past that small little gap there at Neo, and has to tuck in and wait for another opportunity there. And here he comes again. He's going to go again. Here we go again into turn 4. Nat Dog's going around the outside. Touches a little bit with Neo. That's very, very close. Nearly pushing him off track. And I think Nat Dog goes off track himself there. And Nat Dog moves into 14th place. Lots of battles up and down the field, David.
Absolutely. Some brave battles.
Indeed.
In these conditions.
Yeah, very, very brave battles, in fact. Looking currently, Gibby's still not able to get past Instinct Will, and FRA Keneal is also closing in on Gibby. Looking at Presto and JPF1, I think Presto is currently just buying his time. He's waiting for the correct moment to go for that move, which is probably the smarter move in the long run, but he could also be being very held up here by JPF1. Ooh,
Yeah, Presto needs to go past.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get that move done. Oh, there goes onto the podium! There goes onto the podium into the barrier! And he's out of this race! No, he's not. I don't know how on earth he's managed to keep that from crashing. He went straight on the exit of turn 3 into the barrier. He's lost his entire wing there. No, he hasn't. His damage on reduced, because I don't know how on earth he survived that one.
No, it's not.
I don't know how we survived that one, David. That was insane.
End plates.
Both end plates gone. He lost it on he lost the back end into turn 3. We saw it on board with Relic, and he went straight into the barrier at some force there, David. And I'm surprised he still has a wheel left on. Never mind his wing. And Speedy is going to try and take advantage of this. He's trying to get away past round, and there he goes. He's going to go for the outside line there. That's a very brave place to make a move, especially into in the wet, and he's got that move done, and I think onto the podium. It is time for him to come in and get a new wing.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what Skiffy wrote, and he says surely everyone on 9+ old intros will need to stop again. And yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think that's why Bruno Will and Camille switched their full wet stint. So
yeah,
I think we are going to have a really interesting end of this race.
Keneal could be in a prime position right here now, because he's currently in 11th with 3 lap old inters. It's the youngest amount of intermediate tyres there are on track, apart from at the back. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that develops for him later on in the race. I don't know how many laps you can really get out of the intermediate tyres round here, but I imagine it's something about.
Sure.
I imagine it's
Imagine if we could see people's
tyre wear.
tires.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have a little AWS screen that we can click and it shows us what's actually
Gibby
going.
pits, and Gibby's tires are 10 laps old.
So Gibby pits, that's interesting to see. I mean, there is now 15 laps to go. So it could be the right call.
It's not a new wing, so yep, Skiffy is probably absolutely right.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think the maximum you could probably get out of these intermediate compound tyres, David, is probably about 15 laps before they start really, really hampering you. Oh, there's Beastie Legends. He's out the race. Beastie Legends, and it's a virtual safety car. He is out the race and he is by. Wow, that's a really weird place to lose the car there. Just on board with Toby, you can see there, he's just on the left-hand side of your screens. JPF1 is about to come past him now, and he's in the barrier down at turn 8. That is a very, very strange place to lose the car. Toby does pit. Toby comes into the pit. Does JPF1 pit under the virtual safety car? JPF1 does. So does Presto. So does Boots. Is Boots going to come in? I think it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So Gibby's undercut really hasn't worked.
Sorry, Gibby. Was a smart move.
Yeah, Conor stays out, and so does Shu. So those guys managed to get a pit stop in. Let's see where it's going to bring them out. So now it's a Haas 1-2 with Conor yet to pit. Bruno will be looking to try and take these tyres to the end, and so will Keneal. So let's see how this pays off for some people. JPF1 will be the first man to come out back into the race of line, and he stays ahead of his teammate. Toby comes back out in 4th too. So he's only lost 2 positions and is now on 10 lap younger tyres, David. That's worked out beautifully for himself. Oh, here goes Presto and Keneal. Presto going down the inside. Keneal's trying to hang it around the outside now. And here they go. Going into turn 4. They're side by side. Mercedes versus Renault. And the Mercedes cuts across and covers the inside line beautifully. But the Renault's going to take around the outside. And now they make a little bit of contact. And the Renault's still hanging around the outside. Keneal trying to defend for all of his life here. And he manages to keep ahead going into turn 6. A really good defence there from Keneal.
From looking at it, I agree with Massey in the chat. Toby is in a really good position. Completely fresh tyres and JC Blackie and Connor is in a pit.
Connor pit, so Connor does pit off the insides. He doesn't want to be undercutted more than he actually needs to be.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Toby now, David, and look at the exit he's got. He's already alongside and past JC Blackie in the Williams. That Sauber today is absolutely strong as hell, and he moves himself back up into 2nd position. Got a 30-second gap ahead of him, but here goes Presto also trying to go down the inside of Everett Keneal, and he goes down the inside. Is he able to keep ahead? And yes, he does. He gets the move done on Keneal, and Keneal nearly loses the back end, squirreling there as he comes out of the corner, and he's got that job done.
Yeah, but surely Shoot and JC Blackie, so does Ultic Will.
Yeah. Definitely so. So Keneal is still sat in a very prime position right now. He still is sat in a very prime position, and so is Bruno Will. Bruno Will can pit again and not have to worry about anybody still being near him. So I'm looking. Oh, big save there for Presto. Presto nearly losing that in turn 9, and onto the podium, was retired from the session in the pit, so that will not cause a safety car or a virtual safety car there. Presto in the Renault, trying to chase down the AlphaTauri ahead of him. Looking now at Presto's close behind, and then Keneal is looking at this fight ahead of him, and maybe try and pick some scraps off it if this fight does happen. But the other fight further back is Conor and Nat Dog, and Conor is going to go round the outside, inside, of Nat Dog. Nat Dog's trying to challenge it. Conor kicks the inside line and gets that move done. Let's have a look now. Neo is looking to close a gap, but Neo's on older tyres too, so is Nat Dog, so is Speedy. So a lot of these drivers are still yet to pit. And Presto's really trying to claw in the AlphaTauri ahead of him. 11 laps to go here of this Austrian Grand Prix. And I'm looking at the map, David, and Bruno Will is so far ahead. It's unreal. He's currently in the hairpin at turn 4, while the closest person is Toby has just gone into turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, he can pit again if he wants.
Yeah, he can pit again, he can change a wing, he can crash, he can change a wing, he can do everything, and he will highly likely still come back out in first. But I'm looking now at Presto, and Presto looks to be in a prime position. He's got a slipstream of Instant Will. Instant Will's not using overtake, but Presto is. Presto's going to look for the inside line. He's going for the inside line. Has he gone too deep? I don't think he has, and he's got that move done and moves into 6th position. And now Keneal will be trying to see if he can close the gap now to Instinct Will as much as he can to see if he can claim another position. Are you ill, David?
Absolutely.
I can tell by your nose. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear, not good. Not good. How long have you been ill?
No. It's just, I think it's allergy.
Fair enough. Well, you keep that nose clean, boy. You keep that nose clean.
No problem.
Here comes JPF1 and Shoof. Shoof goes into the pit. JPF1 moves up another position. He moves into 4th. JC Blackie still yet to pit, and he's being very tender on the throttle there. Presto now moves up into 5th, Instinct Will up into 6th, and FRA Keneal into 7th, and Keneal is right behind Instinct Will. Keneal is also on 9-lap old intermediate tyres. Will they actually take him to the end, David, is going to be the big question here.
I think he will, absolutely. He's stubborn as own horse.
Oh no, there's contact! There's contact between Relic and Boots there! Relic managed to keep hold of that very, very well. Going into turn 3, Boots clipped the rear right of the car, and that could have been a very serious spin there for Relic, but his cat-like reactions has kept him so far in 8th position, and a very good save from himself there.
I wonder when JC Blackie and Instinct Will are going to pit.
Yeah, it's going to be a big question. There's also the question of, is Bruno going to pit again too?
JC Blackie pits now.
JC Blackie comes into the pits. What is Instinct going to do? Instinct coming around the second to last corner. Is he going to pit? No, he stays out for another lap. So he's not planning on pitting just as of yet. The two Mercedes really in his mirrors, along with Boots and Connerar behind this train. So it's going to be interesting to see if Keneal's tyre wear isn't bad, David. He's in a really good shot here at looking at a very good place.
Yeah, agree.
Especially
if anyone can take a tyre long, it's him.
Yeah, especially coming from outside the top 10. I mean,
yeah, P13, I think.
I think the highest he could probably get here, David, if nobody comes past him, is going to be fifth position. Yeah. So he's looking at the place that he's got ahead of him, because the rest of the grid ahead have got fresher tyres as Speedy and Gibby. Them two are battling.
Yeah.
Speedy's on 18-lap-old intermediate tyres compared to Gibby's 5-lap-old, and they're going down the inside. Speedy's trying to defend for all of his might here as Gibby is looking to make an inside line here going into turn 5, and Speedy hangs it round the outside line, and he keeps ahead there of Gibby. That's a very good defensive manoeuvre there from Speedy. Currently on board with ERN Boots. Boots 3 tenths. We're going under 3 tenths now, 2.5 tenths behind Relic. There's looking to try and get a better exit, and I think he has on that occasion. He's got overtaken Abel, and he's trying to get a slipstream here on Relic, heading towards turn 3. Is he going to make a lunge? Is he going to try and go through? He's going to look at the outside. Oh, Relic cutting that off slowly as he makes contact again with Relic at the back of his car, but not enough to make his car unstable. A lot of close battles here, David. We've got the battle currently for 5th, between 5th and 9th, with Instant Will, FRA Keneal, Relic Nut, Boots and Connerar all involved in that fight. And we've got a fight further down for 10th between Neo and Maddest Gamer Boss. And we've got Speedy and... Oh, what happened to Speedy actually? Oh, Speedy pitted. There we go. Speedy did pit, so I do see that.
It was time.
Yeah, 18 lap old Inters. He did very well just to even keep that on the track, Dave.
Absolutely.
Right, let's see. I think Relic could be in some big trouble here with Boots behind him. He's not been getting the best of exits as Relic, especially compared to Boots. So we'll see what happens into turn 1. Boots is really closing in the braking zone. Can Relic get a decent enough exit? Boots is obviously on the fresher compound tyres, 10 lap younger tyres in fact than Relic's. But it's going to be interesting to see if Boots can muster up any sort of attack on the Mercedes as he gets very close to the rear wing there of Relic. And is he able to make any attack here going into turn 4? He's got overtake enabled here. Relic doesn't have it enabled, so he's not looking to try and fight this. But here he goes going into the hairpin, and Boots is unable to get close enough to make a move. Ooh, he's nearly lose to the back end there. A little bit of a save there from Boots as he tries to put the power down as much as he could. The question is, David, I would love to know what Bruno's tyres are on right now. I would love to know his tyre wear.
I'm starting to think that Instinct Will is going to stay out too.
Yeah, I can see that happening. There's only 6 laps to go, and it could really pay off for him here. Especially he's got major pressure behind him, David. And Neo's trying to get involved in this battle too, because he's now dropping that time from 2 seconds, and it's gone now under to 2 seconds. This is really holding a lot of people up, and it could help more people further back with this little train that we have here. Instinct Will's trying to fight for all of his life, and Camille just cannot close that gap. Or get close enough. Can he get a better exit there? No, he doesn't. I'm looking now at Relic. Relic just lost the back end there, coming out, off to 3. But it's still going to be enough to keep him ahead going into turn 4. FRA Camille, 2 tenths behind Instinct Will. Yeah, he's looking for any moment he can to get that move done, David. He's been stuck behind Instinct Will for a few laps now, and this has really hampered his progress, unfortunately. Let's see what he's able to do coming into the next 3 straight. Can he just wait for a moment where Instinct Will's rears are going to let him down? He's going to have a little bit of a slide, and can he capitalise on that moment too? Conor gets Boots actually. Boots loses it! Boots loses it! Boots has lost it in the middle of, right in the middle of the straight there, David. He's got
a safety car. No, he's going.
He's got wing damage definitely, but no serious damage as of yet as he tries to rejoin the track. That's a big shame there for Boots.
Yeah.
Now looking further ahead, back to Camille, David, and Camille is still trying to get any sort of offense here on the Alpha Tauri. Bruno pits.
Skiffy saying track is about to dry out.
Track is apparently going to start drying out soon, so that's very interesting to see also.
Absolutely.
JC Blackie and Conor, them two were having a little scrap, and JC Blackie has got the move done by the low spin. There was a mistake there from the hash driver of Conor. Gibby is side by side now, currently with the Williams of Pancakes. Gibby's trying to take the inside line, which will also lead to the outside line of turn 6, and he's not able to do that. Pancakes cuts across, and he says, nope, that you're going to have to wait another lap to get that move done, matey. And Shoof and Conor, once again, Shoof goes around the outside. Has Conor made a mistake? Conor's coming into the pits. I think something may have happened, David, to Conor. Is it a new wing?
I didn't see it.
Let's have a look what he does into the pits. I wonder if it is going to be a new wing, as I'm just looking at Camille. Camille's really closing in. But I don't know if he retires into the pits, so that's a shame. His race is definitely done then. And that's him out of this race. And Gibby also retires in the pits, and I imagine Boots is also going to retire in the pits. So it's a shame there for some of those boys.
Sad to see.
Further ahead, we've still got the battle currently for 5th position of Instinct Will. He's currently now Atari. He's currently 5th. He's got a 7-second gap in front of him to Presto in 4th. But 3 tenths behind him is Camille, and 7 tenths behind Camille is Relic. And Neo is 2.6 seconds, and he's trying to close that gap. And Maddie's Gamer Boss has JC Blackie behind him. So we've got 3 laps to go here, David. Camille needs to get a move on here.
It's looking hard.
It is.
He has to try. Look at Relic, 19 laps. 20 and Neo 23 level.
Same with Instinct. Instinct's on
Shit.
20. Ooh, I think Keneal went a little bit too deep there. Nearly lost the back end also. Trying to get the power down. I think he tried to get it onto the curve, and Relic could have had a look there. He definitely closed the gap, did Relic. And Keneal is now out of ERS compared to Instinct. In fact, they've got the same amount, actually. And Relic is actually in prime position. He's on 60% ERS, David. So if he wanted to burn all that off and get a big, clean getaway, then he really could do.
Yeah.
But do you think it's team orders currently with the Mercedes drivers?
Probably.
No
They
team
used to be in
orders.
the same party, so...
Yeah. Highly likely could be a little bit too more team orders there from the Mercedes drivers. But Maddis Gamer Boss is also 4 attempts behind the racing point of Neo. Keneal is still, he's just trying to claw any, so he seems to get close, David, and then it just seems to fall away from him in some corners, and he just can't get close enough to get a move done here. But we shall see what happens. 2 laps to go. Bruno will lead in this race with a 15-second gap on fresh intermediates. He'll be looking for the fastest lap of the race too, David. I mean, it has stopped raining too, and I can see a dry line beginning to form as Relic.
Team order.
Yeah, Relic is let through. Keneal's tried many attempts now at Instinct, and if Relic thinks he can do it, now is the time to do it. So there are your team orders from Mercedes. Yeah, it is going to be interesting indeed. So I'm looking on board now. I'm just looking, David, while I'm on board with Maddis Gamer Boss. I'm looking at the tyre spray. And that tyre spray seems to be easing off very, very quickly. I know there's only 2 laps to go. That could cook something up for the end of this race.
Oh, imagine how hard Relic is trying now.
Yeah. I mean, we did talk about how much ERS he does have compared to the 2 drivers in front of him of Keneal and Instinct. And now he's got...
He's really close now.
Yeah, he really is. And this could also benefit Keneal. If these 2 start battling, David, Keneal could take advantage of anything that happens. So this could be a perfect team order here as he goes to the inside line of turn 1 as they go through. The AlphaTauri goes off the track of Instinct Will. And now side by side heading towards turn 3. Now Keneal is really close behind the AlphaTauri. Is the AlphaTauri going to look to come back at the Mercedes? Yes, he is going to look to come back at the Mercedes as he goes down the inside. Nook tries to do a switchback but isn't able to do it, and that puts Keneal back on Nook's arse. It really does.
Yep.
Oh, and there goes Keneal.
Yeah.
You've had your shot, now give me this one. Oh dear, oh dear. A lot of crazy stuff happening there down at Mercedes.
Yeah, but nice to see them try different strategies.
Yeah, definitely so. It's really worked out for them both actually. Could both getting into some nice points there in the mid-pack of the points.
Instinct will made a perfect job.
Yes, definitely so. And I think the person who did the best with strategy, David, was Toby. 100% for me.
Absolutely.
Really did well there with Toby did with his swaps to the intermediate compound tyres. But it's now the last lap of the race. Everything must be given here. Look at Keneal. He was 1/10 behind Instinct Will there going into turn 1. And he has to give it absolutely everything here. And someone lost it. I think Shoof's just gone past 2 people. Shoof's just gone past JC Blackie and Maddis Gamer Boss, and Maddis Gamer Boss and JC Blackie are going to go side by side into turn 3.
Look at the exit of Kenneth.
Keneal's got an amazing exit and he's got overtaken Abel. Bruno will take P1 here in Austria, but we're not focused on that a minute. At the minute, it's the battle for P5. Instinct Will comes across to try and cover as much defence as he possibly can. And now, Keneal trying to get as much of a better exit. And he has got a better exit. And he's going to go down the inside of turn 5 and 6. And he's not able to get across and not able to stay alongside. And I think that was the last attempt there for Keneal to get this race boxed off and done. And that will definitely be one of them for him. And Speedy's on the softs, David. I've just noticed that. Speedy down there in P14 is on the soft compound tyres. But there it is. Oh, Keneal nearly losing the rear end there coming through the last corner. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And Speedy's going everyone's just really, everyone's slowed down. I don't know what's going. Codemasters is broken. Yeah, exactly, David. Exactly. Codemasters has broken as always. What a race that was. A wet race here at the Spielberg circuit here in Austria. And what an insane race that was, David. A lot of battles, a lot of scraps, and a lot of stuff going on. And wow, did that definitely need to... I think the Div 1 drivers needed to get that out of their system. But Bruno will... go ahead.
I'm reading that apparently Gibby had a tire glitch.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, minus 273 degrees.
I've seen that glitch. It's absolutely ridiculous.
God.
Absolutely ridiculous. And you had the clutch glitch last week, didn't you? Where you couldn't move off the line.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Crazy.
That wraps it up here for Division 1, the Austrian Grand Prix. Bruno Will takes first position with an outstanding and commanding drive. Toby takes P2 with a fantastic strategy. Presto P3, JPF1 is in P4, Instinct Will P5, Keneal in P6, 7th is Relic, and 8th is JC Blackie, 9th is Maddis Gameboss, and 10th is Neo to round up the top 10. David, who is your comment for driver of the day?
Yeah, it has to be Bruno Will. What a race from the start to the beginning. So controlled and perfectly executed.
Getting fastest lap there also did Bruno by the looks of it, because I'm looking at the other drivers because we know where Gibby did glitch it with a 26-second lap, which is one of those, but he takes fastest lap as well there, so that's very, very well done there from Bruno Will. A person who could have also got driver of the day today, David, was definitely Toby. Played his cards right, got the start off the grid absolutely beautifully, and a challenge straight away into turn 1, and he played his cards right with the strategy, taking the early intermediate compound tyres, and it really worked out well for him.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So you're giving Bruno for your driver of the day. I'll give Toby, because I think Toby definitely did make a valiant effort today. One race we had here for Division 1 here in Austria. We're back tomorrow with Division 2. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow, David. As we all know, Division 2 likes to cook up a storm. No pun intended, actually, there, David. Likes to cook up a storm. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Are you looking forward to tomorrow, David?
Yeah, I do. And now when Div 1 had a rainy race, I hope we don't, so...
Yeah, indeed. Should we do an interview, actually?
Yeah, sure, we can do.
Do you want to do Toby?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to invite him for me, please?
Yes.
Go ahead, thank you. Let me know when he's in the party too, thank you. I am unable to see.
Yep. He is in.
He is in.
Hello.
Hello there, you okay?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Congratulations! What a race that was.
Thank you.
I was just speaking to David Dem just before we brought you in. You had an unreal start, going from 4th straight up into 2nd by turn 1. Really challenging straight away. Perfect strategy with the intermediate tyres. I think you were the first person to pit for the Inters, and it really paid off for you. Can we just get your initial thoughts on that?
I mean, personally, that's by far the best race I've done this game. That's the highest I've qualified in any league on this game. I got the start, like, I knew, the second I saw it as a wet race, I was really excited. I got the start, made it up into 2nd. I knew I'm quick in the wet, sorry, always have been, but to be that quick throughout, I was really pleased. I think I was the 2nd quickest on track throughout that race, only to Bruno, who himself is on a complete other level.
Yeah.
Jeff kept on saying throughout the first stint that wets and inters were about the same. So I was just judging about when it would be right, and when I boxed in it, it was a gamble. I think I did lose time a bit because of traffic and stuff, but I'm happy with what I did. And then putting under the virtual safety car was basically a necessity to get to the end of the race. I had to pit anyway, and that was about the lap I'd have pitted. So, yeah, I'm super pleased with that race, and yeah, I'm happy to take P2.
Yeah, you definitely should be. I mean, the strategy paid off absolutely beautiful for yourself. The intermediate tyres were called both at the correct times. You came in, obviously it was the risky choice to make in the first one, but then the second one was a no-brainer to do under the virtual safety car. It really, really paid off for you. Like you say, Bruno on another level today. Unfortunate that you weren't able to maybe try and challenge for that P1, but a P2, you've definitely got to be happy with that after that race.
Yeah, I feel like in every single league I've done recently, I'm just totally inconsistent. ERN, I'm not just saying this because I'm on stream, it's the league I look forward to the most every week, and it's the league that, for whatever reason, I'm best at. In all my other leagues, I seem to crash and be inconsistent, whereas, like, I think in the 4 races I've finished in the points, I've had, like, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd now.
Yeah.
I'm getting really good points.
You've
on
had
this league, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, it's good. It's good to hear that you have had some absolutely fantastic races over the past couple of races in Division 1. You've been creeping up that leaderboard. I've noticed over the past few races, and it's really it's really paying off currently. David, have you got any questions at the moment for Toby?
No, not directly. It's good to hear that you're looking forward to ERN every week. We do put in a lot of work for everyone to like it, so... And yeah, really good drive today.
Thank you. I mean, like, considering this league's in its 4th season and only its 4th season, the quality of drivers, the way the league is run, it's absolutely incredible. And again, I'm not just saying that because I'm on stream. That's genuinely what I mean, you know.
Really nice to hear.
Yeah, you do a brilliant job, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much once again, Toby, for coming in for the interview. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once again, congratulations on your podium today. Very well deserved. Thank you very much for coming in, man.
Thank you.
Right, so that wraps it up here for ERN Division 1. We'll be back tomorrow for Division 2 at 7:30, and we'll be back for Division 3 at 7:30, also on Tuesday night. I've been Dame Zero, your lead commentator, alongside with me, Mr. ERN Storm.
Yeah.
You are meant to say bye in that sense. In that. You like
just stay a bit more.
you like to make it harder for me, don't you? You really do. We'll be here.
Bye everyone.
We'll be here once again next week, me and Storm, for what is the next race actually? Is it Silverstone? Is it Britain? Next race?
I think so.
I think it's Silverstone. That'll be a really good race actually. We'll be back next week for Silverstone here for European Race Night Division 1, and we'll catch you all next time, guys. See you later. Bye bye.
Absolutely.